better get ready. Oh no. Oh, oh, oh.
Hello and welcome back to Qadash Farm. Here we believe that preparation is the key to reparations. What we're going to talk about today is executing the plan. This is also a continued video. What we want to discuss today is the topic, picking the right movers and making sure that you pick the right moving option for you. Well, first things first is now that you have selected a property, you have closed on the property, they've given you the keys, you have a move-in date. Now you have to coordinate that with, if you're going to purchase or you're going to use movers, you want to make sure that that date of you moving out coincides with the date that the sellers are moving out. There's no point of you packing up your house, packing up your moving truck, whatever service you select, and then you can't move into the new property because the sellers are still there and the sellers have something that belongs to them on the property. You want to make sure when the sellers leave, everything that they own is off the property when you move in. You don't want anyone having access to your new property once you move in. So it needs to be clear. The seller and everything that they own will be off the property on this date. Great. That's the date I'm going to select. I'm going to have movers come to my home and we are going to either pack up the day before and move in the next day, or we're doing it all in one day. However you coordinate it, you want to make sure that the sellers are gone. Now let's talk about now which service you're going to pick, right? So there's U-Haul out there, Penske, Hertz. You can even go now to like Home Depot, and different places have trucks that you can rent out for a day. I want you to remember this. If you're not using a company that is providing movers, like say 2 men in a truck, if you're not using a service where they're giving you the manpower, even with that, you want to make sure you know how many hours of work these two people are supposed to do, and make sure that they do exactly that. From, if it's 4 hours to pack up and it's 4 hours to drop off, you want to make sure it's clear what those 2 men are going to do, where they're going to do it, when they take lunches, and when is their cutoff, what you actually get for your money. But say you're going to do it on your own, you want to remember this. When I select my truck, say you look at the smallest truck and it's $24 per day. Well, I want y'all to remember that's just for the truck. That doesn't include the mileage. So here's something that we learned. The further you are from where you're currently living to where you are moving to has to be taken in account. So you could get the cheapest truck per day. But if you live 70 to 100 miles away, now you got to calculate that cost for mileage. Now you need to be able to move in one day, or if you're going to take multiple trips back and forth, you got to know that you're going to pay for that mileage, even if it's done in a single day. So the truck's going to be $29.95 per day. But if you're going 100 miles to drop off, 100 miles back to pick up a second load, and 100 miles back to drop off, that's over 300 miles in a day. They're going to charge you mileage within that day. It's something that you have to know. Here's something else I want you to remember. Get the correct equipment. If you're moving on your own, make sure that you solicit family members and friends. Don't be proud. Make sure you get the right amount of people that it's going to take to help you move in the amount of time that you are paying to have the trucks, getting the equipment like renting the dollies and the blankets and everything that it's going to take to get the big equipment you're getting out of your home, the big furniture. You want to make sure you have the right guys. So if you're going to have 2 men in a truck, plus you and your son, your uncle, your dad, all right, that's 6 people. That's more than enough to move a 4 or 5 bedroom home. But everybody has to be working in tandems of twos, right? Everybody has to be strategically working. Everything has to be already packed up in box. But you want to make sure you have the right equipment, the right manpower to get you out of that home and into your new property, spending the least amount of money. And finally, here's the last thing. You've executed your plan to the best of your ability. You got the right purpose. You've done the right research, you got the right finances, you planned everything out, you've gotten your job, you've moved your job, or you can work from home, you've calculated the schooling, where your kids are going to go, if they're going to be homeschooled or not. You've thought about everything. Now it's time, it's moving day. Listen, make it fun. Don't make moving tedious. Make sure that you, have a home warranty when you move into this new property, because you don't know what to expect. Plus, you want to make sure to get it rekeyed when you get into the property. But you also want to plan out moving day to and from the old property to the new property. You want to make sure you have the right equipment. You want to make sure you have the right manpower. Hey, make sure you have food. Make sure you have plenty of water. Don't make it too strenuous. Don't make it too strenuous on yourself and anybody helping you. And then you will have a great move-in day on the ideal property that you and the realtor and your spouse and significant other have worked hard to find. And with that, I thank you for watching. As always, here at Qadash Farm, we believe that preparation is the key to the reparations we seek. We got to get out and get our hands dirty, because a closed mouth don't get fed, and you can't expect something from doing nothing. And with that, I hope I said something to inspire, something that you can use in making your decision if this homestead life and ranch and farmer life is the right thing for you. And until we see each other again on the next video, y'all bless.
You gotta get ready.